Aging celebs who are hardly recognizable today. None of us have it easy. We may remember superstars from their first appearances on TV, but life takes its toll on the wealthy and famous, just like it does on the rest of us. These celebrities, like all humans, have aged, and as a consequence, many of them are no longer as appealing as they once were. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, but it's important to note that many of these individuals are still successful in their jobs, despite the ravages of aging. Appearing older doesn't destroy your brilliance. From Val Kilmer's weight gain and departure from the big screen, to Johnny Depp's fall from grace and poor teeth, these aging celebs are almost unrecognizable. Val Kilmer, hot stuff. Val Kilmer began his career in the theater before transitioning to acting. Back in 1983, he appeared in an ABC after-school special with young Michelle Pfeiffer. By the end of the decade, he starred alongside Tom Cruise in Top Gun, and by the mid-1990s, Val Kilmer was regarded as an extremely hot property. In Oliver Stone's blockbuster film about the Doors, he famously beat out INXS's Michael Hutchence to portray Jim Morrison. His performance in Heat, alongside De Niro and Pacino, is often regarded as his best. Val Kilmer now. Val's waistline has taken a beating throughout the years. He's gained weight, and as he's grown bigger, he's vanished from the big and little screens. After years of gaining weight, he surprised supporters by claiming on Twitter to be back down to 165 pounds. He also discussed that he'd been diagnosed with cancer. That doesn't mean Val's career is over. In reality, he's been playing Citizen Twain, a play he wrote that just stars him. In 2012, he received a Grammy Award for his spoken word work. Rumors of a Top Gun sequel might also serve as motivation to get back in shape. Sally Struthers, smoking hot. In Norman Lear's breakthrough comedy, All in the Family, Sally Struthers portrayed Gloria Stivic, the daughter of Edith and Archie Bunker. She never anticipated getting the part since it was initially assigned to Candice Azara, who portrayed Gloria in the premiere episode. Candice was quickly discarded to make room for Sally. Sally Struthers was recognized for her blonde pigtails and rebellious demeanor while dealing with her outspoken and demanding father. Sally's career took off from there, and she quickly rose to become one of the most popular stars in American television. Sally Struthers now. It's unfair to expect the years to be kind to everyone, yet Sally hasn't stopped working despite the pain of age. She's long been an advocate for the Christian Children's Fund, now Child Fund, which works to aid malnourished and impoverished children in underdeveloped countries. She also performed Dolly in the 50th anniversary version of Hello Dolly in 2014. Struthers also satirized twice in episodes of South Park about a malnourished youngster called Starvin' Marvin. The joke centers on Struthers overeating in comparison to her efforts to aid others who don't have enough food, implying that she was hoarding the food. Her depiction apparently saddened her. Mickey Rourke, superstar. In 1982, Mickey Rourke made his acting debut in the film Diner. While it didn't exactly break new ground, it was 1986's 912 Weeks and 1987's Angel Heart that demonstrated his acting skill and willingness to handle controversial subject matters in his parts that catapulted him to prominence. While modest by today's standards, these flicks, along with those of his co-stars, Kim Basinger and Lisa Bonet, catapulted him as a sex icon. However, in 1991, Rourke decided he'd had enough of acting and switched to the boxing ring. He'd been a boxer when he was younger. His professional boxing career lasted 3 years. Mickey Rourke now. When Rourke returned to acting from the boxing ring in the 1990s, he landed a few modest parts. Despite his face being horribly scarred by his stint on the fight scene, his ability enabled him to work regularly, often playing misfits and misunderstood strongmen. Rourke didn't have another substantial leading role until 2005's Sin City. His performance in 2009's The Wrestler earned him a Golden Globe, a BAFTA, and an Oscar nomination. He's had a lot of cosmetic surgery over the years, and not all of it has helped his appearance. Kathleen Turner, 80s wonder. It was difficult to go to the cinema in the 1980s and not see Kathleen Turner. She had a big hit in films including Body Heat, Romancing the Stone, Prince's Honor, The War of the Roses, and Peggy Sue Got Married. Her scorchingly beautiful features and silky voice made her the ideal choice for the role of femme fatale in Hollywood. During that decade, she won the Golden Globe for Best Actress and was nominated for an Academy Award. She also provided Jessica Rabbit's voice in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Kathleen Turner now. Kathleen Turner's metamorphosis from sex siren to regular human was uncontrollable. In the 1990s, she was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, a condition that caused her excruciating, devastating agony and threatened to confine her to a wheelchair. Her treatment prescription resulted in general weight gain and bloating. Furthermore, she resorted to the bottle to alleviate her suffering, which exacerbated the harm to her excellent features. She was pushed out of the spotlight, and her acting role shifted from star to mother or even grandmother. Her arthritis has thankfully gone into remission in recent years, and she's performed in a variety of guest roles throughout the years, including appearing on Friends, Nip Tuck, and Californication. Rupert Everett, Bad Boy. In 1984, Rupert Everett received a BAFTA for his debut appearance as Julian Mitchell in Another Country. He portrayed an openly homosexual student at an English school in the 1930s. He was known for portraying bad guys, and his smoldering good features made him a popular choice for roles in films during the 1980s and 1990s. Everett even attempted, but failed, to transform his fame into a music career as a pop sensation with his album Generation of Loneliness. But it was too late. The audience only recognized him as a fantastic actor, and it was uninterested in his musical aspirations. In 1997, he won a second BAFTA and his first Golden Globe for My Best Friend's Wedding. Rupert Everett now. There's nothing wrong with Rupert's current appearance, but he's almost unrecognizable from the fresh-faced lad who once dazzled the silver screen. He's still behaving as well as he always has. He appeared in Tim Burton's Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, as well as the Shrek films and the Chronicles of Narnia. Aside from speaking on a variety of political and social topics, such as decriminalizing prostitution and same-sex marriage, he's also taken up writing, publishing 2 autobiographies and a screenplay. Clearly, there's always been more to his contemporary Renaissance man than what appears on the surface. Laura Flynn Boyle. Twin Peaks was a cult classic, as well as a massive television smash in the late 1980s and early 1990s. David Lynch's unusual perspective on small-town life in the aftermath of Laura Palmer's unresolved death grabbed the interest of people all over the globe. If there was a face to Twin Peaks, it was Laura Flynn Boyle, who played Donna Howard, Laura's close friend who becomes obsessed with investigating the murder. Throughout both seasons of the show's brief existence, she did not, however, appear in the film's sequel, and she's already declined a position in a new TV series set to premiere later. Laura Flynn Boyle now. Many of the people on our list have plastic surgeons to blame. Laura Flynn Boyle is no longer the sex queen of her youth, and it's difficult to believe she's the same lady who once graced Twin Peaks. Her face looks like it's melting, one cosmetic surgeon brutally observed. It's now deflated. It's easy to see why a youthful beauty could feel pressured to retain her features with dangerous treatments and unethical physicians as they age, but it might explain why Laura's work has been scarce lately. Igor and Grichka Bogdanov. Igor and Grichka Bogdanov, French identical twins, began their careers as scientific television presenters in the 1970s, but their personalities and social lives sometimes overshadowed their profession. The Bogdanov scandal, in particular, called into question the authenticity of the theoretical physics publications they created and promoted. The siblings remained in the limelight and were regarded as heartthrobs throughout the years. Beginning in the late 1990s, viewers watched as their physical looks started to alter radically. The twins had many surgeries. Igor and Grichka Bogdanov fascination with cosmetic surgery began in the late 1990s and lasted much too long. The identical twins chose to undergo the operations at the same time, which preserved their twin look even as their features altered. This is how the Bogdanov twins appeared at 70 years old, only 2 years before they both died. According to reports, the twins got several chin and cheek implants, Botox and fillers, and other options. Axl Rose rocking out. Guns N' Roses, fronted by the lithe and supple Axl Rose, were the undisputed kings of hard rock music in 1987. Appetite for Destruction has sold over 30 million albums worldwide, and the follow-up, Use Your Illusion, sold another 35 million. Rose was famed back then, not just for his remarkable vocal range, but also for instigating riots and tossing liquor bottles at audiences during live concerts. However, the band quickly split due to personal disputes and ended up taking an extended sabbatical before releasing the album Chinese Democracy, which sold significantly less than their label planned. Axl Rose now. It's easy to fall into the trap of comfort eating if you don't work frequently. That seems to be what happened to Axl Rose, who has progressed from the lanky youth of yesteryear to a probable successor for Meatloaf. He extols the benefits of Taco Bell on Twitter, but isn't rock and roll all about excess? Backstage, an oversupply of Doritos cheesy gordita crunches may be substituted for all the beer and drugs, but he's on his way back. He took up fronting AC/DC on tour in 2016, and Guns N' Roses has reunited and is preparing to go on a worldwide tour as well.